Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. We're back on Court Farms and our contracting slash farm build series. And I've progressed quite a bit of time. I think in the last episode it was November, but we're now in April. And I was hoping to get the grass mowed in December for our big field. It'll be the first time we chopped in there to make a shed ton of money, because it's actually our land and everything we get is for us. But unfortunately I couldn't do that because the grass just didn't shift to the next growth stage. Obviously kind of like sticks to where it is and doesn't grow anymore in the winter, which makes sense. So, you know, I don't have any problem with that. But I did get a few bits done. I actually repaired quite a lot of equipment that was in need, fueled everything up, cleaned it all off, kind of tidied up, ready for this year. I also did a lot of stuff in the wheat fields. So that's pretty much got a final task to do, which we're going to do in this episode, which is making sure we get some fert down on it, and then that'll be all done. So in this episode, we are going to get that grass field sorted. We've actually got all the grass that we own ready to mow. So this section over here that we've been doing for hay for the sheep is ready, but I'm not going to do that in this episode. It is ready to go. Put lime on it. Obviously got like nitrogen and all that stuff, so don't have to worry about it too much. We've got lambs as well, so we are doing well with the animals. They're happy. Loads of lambs. Got them all. We need to get more sheep. I have had a bit of a brainstorming session in regards to getting more lambs or sheep or whatever you want to say. And I think I'm going to do it at the end of this episode. I think I'm going to try and figure out another way, because we need some more land to do it, to put the pastures down anyway, because I want to get a load and then obviously try and do some of the productions where it gets to clothes and tailor shop and all that kind of stuff. So it's just about having the space, the land for that. Obviously, it costs a lot of money, and I am focusing the money I get from the grass silage probably onto getting a bigger tractor. I think it's about time we get a bigger tractor. We're doing all right for fields. If we can move up or down, that'll be even better to expand that out. So I'm thinking we can try and do something a bit on the side to get another section over here for animals. But let's just have a quick rundown of what's been going on and what we've actually got in stock as well. So as you can see, the wheat's starting to go down. We've only got 3,000 litres left. That's just because of the fact I'm obviously feeding the chickens as I've been progressing through the 4 to 5 months. I think it's about 4 months really, because we're at the start of April. But there's been a fair few days gone past where I've had to feed the chickens. And luckily the sheep, because they're perfect, just tend to themselves. Whether it's having the grazing mod on, we really do nothing for the sheep, which is about realistic as I know sheep to be. You just leave them be. You only ever see them about twice a year. So they're quite happy just left alone, which is perfect for us. And I think that's why we should probably go. We're getting more sheep. We still got the corn that we got a while back now. Not entirely sure what to do with that. I think we've missed the best time to sell it, so we're not going to sell it. We'll just keep hold of it. But eggs, look at eggs. We're doing so good with the eggs. We're at 11,000, 28,000 pound if we wait till November. Imagine if we wait till November and see how many eggs we'll have then. The good thing about the eggs as well, the pallets that I've got at the moment, they're spawning 7,000 litres of pallets. So because of that, it actually helps us out. We can keep that many. Basically we can wait till November, because we're going to have not many pallets by the end of it, because of the fact that each pallet holds so much. If they were like 1,000 litres a pallet, it'd just be so many stacked up that it'd be a bit of a pain. But we can do it. We'll wait till November with that one. Same goes for wool, which is in May. So technically next month is the best time to sell wool, but I don't think we got enough. I think it's best holding on till the May after, just selling a big bulk of it, because we obviously need more sheep, which we're doing well with at the moment, because we've obviously got a load of lambs, but we need them to get to age, which doesn't take too long. But I think the most important thing is getting another set area for them, getting another area for the sheep, so we can actually have a lot of sheep and tend to them. And I think that's the best thing to do. And pretty much everything else is just the hay and straw. So not too fussed about that at all. So obviously, we've got a few jobs to do. Let's get through them. Let's go and set up. I'm thinking of doing courseplay with the mowing first, and then I think we'll go and do the fertilizer spreading in the case. Now, the reason I'm using the case is it's because it's got the crop scanner built in. The actual JCB does too, but I need that for the mowers. Got narrow tires on it, full up with solid fertilizer, because I returned the sprayer that I had when I did the herbicide on the ground. So I've returned the sprayer. I've returned everything, really. I don't have anything else on lease, which is great. We'll send this up with auto drive, and then we'll get it out into the field and obviously sort out getting that nitrogen sorted on the wheat field, which is going to be good. It's a decent sized field now. We've done well to expand that out to like technically like three fields in one, whereas before when we first got it we just did that corn and that was just the one field, so I'm quite happy with that. Right, so might have to, let's just go check the gate on that field just to make sure we can get in. Yep, it's open, that's great news. And yeah, look at this, perfect in every single way. Everything on it is 100% as soon as we mow it, that is. And we can get these bales done in this episode. We're going to get it all finished off, baling, just sitting in the field fermenting, and then we can collect them when we need to take them to sell. And we're going to just sell them when they're done and for the best price that's on offer. We're not going to hold out. There isn't that too much difference really with grass. There's no point in holding out for it. Now I'm probably going to send all the stuff up now because I may as well, just to get all the equipment in the right area. Now I have repaired everything pretty much apart from some of the tools, but the majority of the items have been repaired. I didn't repair the baler, but I did clean it off, and I also changed the actually I think I might have repaired the baler. I did repair the baler, but I didn't repair this tractor. That's right, yes. So like I said, there's some things I've missed just because yeah, they kind of like I was intending to do it, but I just missed some of the items that I should have repaired. But I think so far it's good enough really. Right, so let's get everything unfolded because we need to make sure we figure out if we're using courseplay the overlap that hangs over on this kind of setup that we do. So I think when we worked it out last time it was about 5 meters is a nice size combined between the front and the side mower, because obviously the side mower overhangs. So we've got 2.2 and 3.5, so that's technically 5.7. So I'm just going to do 5.5 as my working width. So if we just go click that working width, yeah, you can see that it's done it bang on. Do you know what? I never actually knew that if you clicked working width, I've just learned that. Who would have believed it? So simple like that, but it's actually saying it's 6.1. But that looks to me like spot on, you know. Maybe it is 6.1. So what I'll just do is I'll cut it down to 6 and I'll leave that overhang and that tool offset. That's brilliant. I've missed that for so long now that I feel a bit foolish, but I've finally figured it out. I just have to press work with and it does it for you. So how cool is that? Let's get some headlands sorted out and a course. Now, I am going to use sharp because I know some people, I've been seeing some comments, people saying smooth leaves, it leaves like spots on the corners, and it does, you're right. That's why I always try and up the overlap on the headlands. Now, I will try sharp out, but sometimes I found that it still obviously does the same. I think it's a bit better, but I think if it's a smooth corner, sometimes I get less problems within the actual headland and the tractor and whatever equipment's being used. I find with the sharp, sometimes they hit collisions more if you've got collisions on the hedges or the fences or anything like that. So we'll give it a go and we'll keep the overlap at 15. I don't need to skip a row because this tractor is just unbelievable. But what I am quickly just going to do is increase the field size just by a little bit, because I found with the boundary I set, sometimes it needs a little bit more on the edges. So I'm just going to put probably 0.4 and hope that hits everything we need. So there we go. We've got 4 headlands. I think that should be enough. It's a big field. Anyway, let's try it out. Here we go. Off you go. First waypoint. In fact, I know what I need to do here. Yep, I need to change the... every time with this one. Every time. Even though I set it to default in Maze Plus, that the condition is on, it still doesn't work for me. I don't know why that is. But we'll get there. But we'll figure it out. Right. So now... you can see that he's getting in that bush a little bit more. See, that's probably... yeah, I'm happy with that. That's far enough on the edge. And we're chopping grass. And you can see that the yield that we just got then, pH is changing, nitrogen's obviously changing, but yeah, look at that yield. But obviously with this being loam, it's going to be. So we probably get a little bit less on this section. Yeah, you can see. That's still maximum from what we'd expect in that section of land, and I'm very happy with that. You can see as well that my environmental score has just shot up because we started mowing in these sections. And as soon as we get down to here and there, we're going to see a proper true reflection of what we're going to end up with. So that's great news. So let's get everything up there. We should have the baler sitting quite nicely. So now I just need to make sure he's out of the way. I also need to shut that gate as well for when that comes round. I'd rather get this all set up going so then we can focus on getting the other field done. Look how big this field is. You can see now by just how far away that tractor is. Right, so I think what I'll do is I'll shut this just in case he gets here by the time the other tractor comes up. I think it's the other gate. Yep. There we go. So we'll leave that like that. Let's get into... We're going to have to use probably this Ford. And we just need the windrow. Now, I did notice as well something that I want to get whilst it's in the used store kind of section. So like the discounted stock or second hand, whatever you want to call it. But there's actually a tedder that would be brilliant because it's a better sized tedder than ours. It's only about 10,000 because it's obviously on offer. And yeah, we can sell the one we've got. We'll pretty much just get a cut even. And kind of like a no-brainer at that point. So let's get this up to Grassfield. And then what we'll do is we'll just sit here for a second and just have a check out. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a look at this item quickly. Because I know that we're going to have to open that gate, you see. Right, here comes the Ford. Now, I do like that Ford, but there's one thing that really irritates me about it. It's just a small peeve. Sometimes because I use a controller, not all the time, obviously I'm using my steering wheel now a little bit more, but the actual bonnet moves up and down because you can change it with one of the controls on the controller. So sometimes I'm driving along and I've noticed that I'm using this button that might be like something that's close to one of my cameras or something on the controller, and I'm actually lifting the bonnet up. So I'm thinking I might go for a TW35. I might swap this in at some point for a TW35 just because they've got more power and they are a brilliant looking tractor as well. So I might do that. As good as this tractor looks, I still want to go with a bit of a Ford, but I'm thinking of swapping it in for the TW35. You got to remember, I got this on the cheap. It was like, I think, it's that control there. So I obviously, it's very close to what I use for cruise control. So sometimes what I'm doing is I'm driving, then all of a sudden I'll see this, and you can see the stickers coming through. So, yeah, that's my only issue that I've got with it. So I'm thinking, because it was only 10,000, it was cheap. When I go and buy my big tractor, I might get a TW35 as well at the same time. But anyway, let's have a look at this item that I said to you about. Because we're going to sell the tedder, definitely. We're going to get this. So we get 5,600 for that, which is pretty decent. Not bad at all. But look at this. 10,783 is the premium expansion one, which I did try out, and it's actually really good. So it's 8.9 meters, which is bigger than the one we currently got. And you can put this boundary system on, which I thought was really good because it stops it from going off the edge of the field. So for 11,500, with the money we're currently sitting at, I think that's a no-brainer, definitely. Unfortunately, there isn't any... Yeah, that's 7 meters, it's not worth it. But no, fortunately, there isn't any... I mean, that might be a decent thing. 33,200 litres, only 19,000. That's a big trailer. Big trailer. And it's got one of them really nice tips on it as well. So that might be a shout. We'll keep that one in mind. But this tractor, I do like this, 265, but we're looking for a little bit bigger than that. So unfortunately, we can't go with that. And nothing else is what we need. So there were some really good things on offer, but we're still waiting for like a big tractor. I feel like we missed a chance. We had one. Look at the 6.9, just for reference, 6.9 meter. This one's 8.9. So we've increased by 2 meters on the tedder for only like £6,000. So not bad at all. But yeah, the the time we had a perfect opportunity. I think we had obviously 2 tractors, like a John Deere 7R, I think it was, and then we had a big Fendt, and they were really, really good priced. But we just missed a chance on it, unfortunately. So anyway, we'll leave him to crack on with that. We've popped up both these out the way. We'll set the windrow going at some point, and then obviously the baler using courseplay, and hopefully, we still missed a few bits here, even though we're using sharp turning. So it does still happen, unfortunately. But so far, so good. Let's go and get in last one. There we go. We're going to go and get in this. I'm going to actually drive this with my steering wheel. We're going to go and get this spread out in the barley, the wheat field. Sorry, I keep thinking it's barley, but it is actually wheat. Even though I keep saying it's barley, we might very well actually grow a bit of barley soon because of the fact I found a mod that allows me to make beer production, but I need to obviously get barley. So I'm thinking this would be the perfect series for that. But obviously we've got a big wheat field at the moment. We need a bit of wheat anyway for the chickens, and they're obviously turning out to be a really good investment, with us already having 26 or 27,000 or whatever it was worth of eggs to sell. So I don't think that's a problem at all. I'm actually really happy that I did that. But at the same time, I would like to grow some barley just so I can try out this production. But I've got loads of ideas for things like that, but it's just having the money. So I'm thinking of getting a loan. That's what my idea was. Now, I don't normally like to do loans, but I think sometimes if you do a loan and with the intention of paying it back and actually use the, I think it's enhanced loan system mod or something like that, which I've actually got activated, then it's not too bad because it's a bit realistic. You've obviously got your repayments. You can pay back early as well, but you're obviously paying interest on it as well. So it kind of works more in line with what you'd expect from a big loan. So I'm going to get a loan. I'm going to get a decent enough loan to get another patch of land close to where my yard is. And then from that yard, we're actually going to go and build, we're going to build a new sheep shed pasture thing that will hold quite a lot. And then hopefully then we can make a shed ton of money from wool going forward, turn that obviously into clothes and tailor items and all that stuff. And then, we can return that investment back into the loan, pay it off, and hopefully have a bit of spare cash by the end. That's the aim. But at least it gets us ticking over a bit quicker, because I feel like it's going to take a lot of time, probably till the end of this in-game year, to kind of see some money from the investments we've already done with the field and obviously the grass that we're doing. So I think it's a good idea just to get a bit of a loan and kind of kickstart things off with a bit of productions. So I'll get this field sorted out now, and hopefully we can then have a quick look at doing that, setting it up. And then I will have to obviously keep maintaining the grass silage operation that's going on at the same time. Now look at that bloody field. How good does that look? I think I've done a cracking job with that. I think it's much better as a big field, and we can only ever expand out that way. And we can also expand out that way. And honestly, I really am aiming, because I love this map, and I'm hoping probably from I'd say from 112 all the way up to 124. That's where I want this field to be. I think that's going to be a mammoth field. Could be possibly the biggest field anyone's ever harvested on Court Farms. I think by the end, that'd be an achievement and a half. Imagine what episode that'd be if we ended the series on that. So I am aiming to do that, but we've got obviously a long way to go. 140,000, 100, 112, another 100,000. I mean, these aren't bad prices, are they? That 140 is the dearest. So really, we can keep doing that expansion out. It's just obviously by the time we do our next harvest of this, I want to be able to probably buy another 3. So I think we should probably aim for 21, 20, and that. So that's 315,000 we need to earn, which, can be done hopefully if we do enough of that grass silage in our big field. It could be done. And we've got to remember, we're still trying to buy a big tractor. That's why I think getting a loan's important, because we can use a loan for the other stuff we want to do. The money we've got now for the tractor, then all the grass silage we pick up, any contracts we do can go to buying these 3 fields here for our second big harvest in that. Then we can do another 3, and then final 2 or something. I think that's probably the best way of doing it. So let's just have a quick look at this. I think we need to get this set up now. Let's just... Oops, I didn't mean jump out then. And we got working width 9.3. Now, obviously, this thing is always a problem. So I'm wondering if I press that, will it actually play ball? Because I have noticed that these things never work. See, 7.4. So why is it actually saying 9.3? If I lower it down... Because look, it's actually a lot bigger than what that is. So, yeah, that's a weird one. So we're going to have to just change that again. So let's put that to 7.3. And we want probably about 3 headlands. He did 4 mows, so let's go 2 headlands. Let's go with 3, because it's going to help. Yeah, it's going to help a lot. So let's go from our first waypoint on this. 7.3. Ooh. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to go from the first waypoint. And I think as well, we might have needed to extend the field boundary out. Let's just hope we don't miss anything. Yeah, but if you look at that mowing now, has it detected a collision? That is very strange. Just thinking about this as well, I think it needs to be 2, which is weird because I worked out, what, 21 meters, but we've done 4 headlands at 6. Let's just check we set that up right. Yeah, so 6. Then again, we've got an overlap. Yep, it's the overlap. So that makes sense now. Right, let's start this off again. Not sure where it's detecting that collision from there, and that was very strange. So let's start it from here, and we're going to have to... do this again, but go down to 2 headlands. Probably up that overlap a little bit on it. And I'm also going to try and match with that as well. So there we go. We've got 2 headlands now. Not ideal, but hopefully it'll work out, and hopefully now it won't stop as well. We'll have to come back and check that it stops, but if it does, it doesn't matter. What we do need to do though is we need to move this into the path that it's already taken, which is probably by that wall, just so it doesn't cause an issue. Or we can even park it out of the way, to be honest. We can start that going soon, but I think I'll focus on getting the field fertilised before I do that. Yeah, let's just park this here. I'll tell you what, that mower is flying through it. Now, yesterday I actually recorded a video whilst I was setting up for this episode about FS25, a bit of FarmCon, and a bit of lamb and news, just talking about like 2024 as a whole. And I was asking for people's ideas, and I've been going through them today just before I started recording, just reading through some of them, and I saw one that stood out to me. It's dead simple, but would have a massive effect, and I thought this would be like a perfect example now of showing it off. And I can't remember the guy's name, and I apologise for that. I should have made a note of it. But basically what he said is, like, for realism, or just for immersion really, I think, in the game, when someone's ploughing in a field or cultivating a field or anything like that kind of work, you always see a load of birds like falling to the ground around where that's happening. And if you watch videos on YouTube of, like, I don't know, farmers or big operations, especially down south where they do like potato harvest and stuff like that, they're planting or cultivating the seeds or anything, or changing the soil, but there's a lot of soil there. Birds just swarm around where the tractor's just been, and you always see like a load of birds behind the tractor, because they're obviously trying to get all them worms that the soil's been obviously turned up and everything. So I'd love to see that. Can you imagine right now if we had like a plough going in this field or a cultivator, and behind them was just a flock of birds that would just go into the ground? How cool would that look? And I just loved that idea. It was something that I never completely thought about at all. And yeah, it just stood out to me as a cracking idea. He's struggling on this first headland past, isn't he? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just finish this first headland off for him.
get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I got my moves, I got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. I'm gonna use my witchcraft.
Right, welcome back. Let's have a quick look at the nitrogen in the field. You can see it is fully done. Look at that as well. 89 on environmental score, 12% increase in everything we sell. We are doing superb. Compared to when we started, we were getting like a negative, so we were actually paying a fine. But now look at us. Even this one's at 95, which is like the kind of like the map field that we own, like the map. Buying the map, you obviously, for some reason, I wish you could find a way within precision farming to just kind of not include a certain section of a field. I don't know if it'd work, because obviously people could use it then to try and get a maximum score if one of the fields is not very good. I guess you could do that, but yeah, these kind of boundaries where it's actually the map that you're purchasing, but we need to do that so we can actually plant in between these fields that I'm obviously trying to create this massive one from. But everything on this field is good. We're at some good environmental scores there. I got 99 over here, 199 over here. I think we can't get much better than that. Now, just want to point out some things. I did mention in the video that I did about FS25, my wish list and all that, about physics and how I want the build to be improved. And I've been messing about with quite a lot of actually mods, but also the base game files. So I had to change the base game files, Maze Plus files. I had to change the netwrap files. I had to change I had to change some files on court farms. So every bale that I do from now on kind of is the same. So I changed the capacity. I just increased a little bit on square round. Now with the round, the 125s now come out as 6,000 instead of 3.5. I then did 8,000 for the 150s, and then the 180s, which is what we're kind of doing right now with these silage bales, should be 10,000 litres. But all the bales are 2 ton. Now that's insane. That's like, well, I think they were about just under 1 ton, about 900 for a wet silage bale, 400 kilograms for probably a hay bale, straw, something like that, because it's drier. And I get that it is drier, and that probably is realistic to the actual weights, but it just doesn't work for me in game. I feel like the bales are too light. So now these bales coming out, as you can see, there's a mass there of 2 ton and 10,000 litres. So that's because I've changed around some of the XMLs in these 3 mods that would kind of like have an influence on bales coming out. So NetWrap obviously has its own bale sizes, which they always match to what the base game are, but it kind of overrides. So you have to make sure that you do the NetWrap one if you're doing that. Same goes for Twine for square bales. Maze Plus also does its own bale sizes, because obviously you might be doing different kind of bales with that, because obviously it opens up what you can do with bales. You can bale off everything with that. So I had to change them. But also Oxygen David has his own ones for the map, because of the fact that we have clover and things like that. It can bale on the map. Sorry, not clover. We can have alfalfa that we can obviously bale on the map. I think we're getting a bit of an overlap there, aren't we? Now that could be my fault. I think I've set this wrong. Yep, I have. That is my fault. I had to reset this. That is not good at all. See, that's why I just wish these windrows came out correct on Courseplay. For some reason, they just don't at all. So now we're going to have to... Well, we're going to have to start this all again, aren't we, really? So it works properly. I mean, we could... I mean, the headlands aren't too bad. We're not missing too much. So let's just stop you there, buddy. See, this is a faff. This is a faff. And I do this quite a lot within Courseplay. And it's always windrows. I never have an issue with anything else. Just windrows. They always come out at the wrong size for me in Courseplay. Always, without fail. I don't know why that is. I wish it gets updated, sorted out, whatever the problem is, but every time it's always coming out bigger than what they are, so I forget to change them. And I've had to rechange this just because I found some issues with the other tractor. It wasn't taking corners for some reason. Every time it stopped, it was like it detecting a collision that I think was actually on the tractor itself. But we are going to go and sell that because I think it's time that we get rid of that. It was a really nice looking tractor, but in the game it just doesn't work very well, so I'm going to swap that out. But let's get this sorted then. We want to go first waypoint. I'm probably going to just have a quick look here and see. So it ends over that side. I think we don't need to do the headlands. I think we can just work our way onto these up and down passes and it should be alright then. Fingers crossed. So let's start it from about here, going down. And it should then carry on doing the up and downs. And we'll get better rows now. And obviously we can tell the baler to kind of follow on from where it was. Now, if we just set this off at the last waypoint, it should carry on with this pass here. Now, we need to change it though before it starts doing the up and downs because it's going to be out of line. Which we can do if we remember. That's all. That's what it's about, remembering. Right, so that should be sound. But yeah, I was talking about the bales. Basically, we've got heavier bales that hopefully will help when coming to loading on and off. Anyway, let's quickly just sort this out. All this is done now. We can park this away, and then we're gonna go and get sorted with getting in some land, getting a loan, and then we're gonna get sorted with buying myself some new land, but also getting a loan. And getting rid of that tractor and getting in something better. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's really cool how it does that. But it's not cool how it does that whilst driving. In fact, we're going to go and sell this properly, see if we can get a bit more cash. But yeah, I need to swap it out because it's like it turns into chitty chitty bang bang halfway through. And I don't want to go flying. I really don't. I want the tractor to stay on the ground. So, let's repaint and repair and let's sell. And there we go. So, we're actually up to 148,000. So, let's see what we can actually buy now. We can take this back as well, which was a banging purchase that was for 10,000. But yeah, let's have a look in the shop menu quickly and just see if we can get ourselves a decent tractor. I do want a TW35, but there is some on offer that I think would probably just fit that kind of category we had. But I need a Ford. I really want this series to have a Ford. Just not the chitty chitty bang bang version. Right, so I know the TW5's not in the market at the moment, so that goes to 152. That's a really good mod because he is a cracking mod maker, like one of the best. Made some blinding tractors. There's also this one, but it's just too low on horsepower. Where's the TW35? That's the main one. Like, these are really nice mods. And you can see this is the New Holland version. But again, 115 horsepower is not quite where we need. So I just want to have a look through. It might be in medium tractors. There you go. Look, 44,000 to 192 isn't bad. Look at it. Look at that, man. It's a beauty. So 100... And it doesn't actually cost any more to get the... Look at that. So you can get an 8830 170 TW25 old, which is an unbelievable looking tractor. and that's a 160. You can get a TW35 old 192. Same equivalent, just the new logo. I actually like the old, but I mean, where's just the TW35? I think I'm just going to go with the TW35, but I'm actually going to go standard. So I'm not going to... Yeah, standard Michelin. We'll get a bit of tie sound on it because it sounds good when it's on the road. We do want a beacon. So let's put 2 beacons on. An exhaust, 2,000 for a straight exhaust, which looks pretty cool. But I think I can't justify that cost. We'll get some extra work lights on it. We'll get some mud guards on it. We don't need that guard. I'm happy with the black grille, even though the white one does look nice. But let's stick to the black. And we could get a front hydraulic on that as well. But I don't think we're going to be doing too much mowing with it. So I think just getting probably about 440 on the front weight. Don't need an attacher. For 14,000, I can't justify that. Let's see if they've got a restored look. So we can get a used or restored. No, I think we go for the restored. But 5,000 though, 10,000. Wow, that's like really restored. I tell you what, we'll work to that. Well, let's get with the used kind of paint look. But I'm going to buy that 47,500. I know we've probably just spent double, but look at it. Look at that tractor. She's a beast. And she kind of is like proper inside as well, like the other Ford that I've got on the farmhand. So I'm very happy with this, very happy. And we've obviously got a new tether to go with. So let's drive this back. I'm going to go in cab view. I know it probably looks better from outside in the video, but I want to drive with my wheel in this cab and just have a childhood dream moment where I have my own little Ford. Right, so we're all set up now. This is working properly, finally. I've moved the baler onto this kind of rose course now, so we just got to watch out for it colliding with bales. But yeah, we are making a load. I mean, looking at the amount that we've got there, 10,000 litres so far, we're doing a pretty decent job. So I'm going to leave this to it. The TW5 was an absolutely cracking purchase when I get to it. I mean, worth every penny. It looks brilliant. Probably going to have to put that down, though, because might be a bit of a strain on it. I'm just going to leave it here because, yeah, it's stunning. Stunning looking tractor. Right, but let's get ourselves sorted out with a bit of a loan then while that's happening. I'm going to just fly up because I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, where can we expand out? And that's the general obvious direction. Now, I can put something in that allows me to travel across that. I can sort that out. Nice little bridge or something. But I think that's the best option because I kind of want to leave this space free, and we need a lot more for kind of pastures. Now, we could, obviously, if we buy this field, we can obviously get pigs. We could probably get a few cows or something as well at some point, just to get a bit of milk and maybe do some different productions with that. Maybe even cheese or things like that. You never know. But I like the idea of getting that field. So let's just see how much that is. Now, that's the dreaded cotton field that I did in the last episode. So it would be good to buy that just so it never has cotton in again. So it is 197,000. So we're going to need 197,000 at least. Thinking about it, I'm probably going to get about a £300,000 loan just so I've got enough money. So let's have a look at this. Current loan interest rate is 3.7. Let's take out a loan. How much do we want? Well, we want 300,000. And we're going to put the period to repay it the highest we can. We're probably going to pay more interest in the long run, but that's not my plan. My plan is to pay it off earlier with installments, like big just one-off payments every now and again. So let's just see, period in years. If I put this to 10 years, it's 3,000 a month. Now, that's a long time. That is a long time, but we're not going to do it in 10 years, obviously. But also, it's quite a bit of chunk every month. But I think with the amount that we make, with interest, it's 3,500. So let's just put that to 50. I know this is going to be crazy. What's the maximum we can have? So with us getting £300,000, if we did 15 years, it'd only be $2,200 a month, which is a better repayment, but we'd be paying pretty much $89,000 in interest. Now, we're not going to do that because my plan is to pay lump sums to get this down and get it off. So I don't mind taking this and reducing my monthly repayments if it means that I've got that plan. I mean, it wouldn't be nice to do that, obviously, over 15 years and pay like an extra like $90,000 on it, which is crazy. But that's what you do when you pay for longer. You obviously pay more interest. But I'm happy with that because it means now we've got $300,000. We can buy this field and we can sort it out, can't we? So we're going to need to get something for sheep straight away. Let's go into construction. Now, we'll sort out, obviously, the painting and everything. Let's just get something down what we want first. Now, cows, don't really need to worry about that too much. Now, the price of some of this stuff is just ridiculous, like it really is. Like, that's more like £100, 25 sheep in that. That's about right for all them fences, a few troughs, you know. I'd say it's a bit cheap, but like the one I want, which holds a lot. See, this is really nice, 75,000 as well, but I like it, but it only holds 100 sheep, which isn't enough. It's just not enough for what we want. Now, this is really good. This holds 300 sheep, and it's 50,000, so that's more like it. 300 sheep is probably where we want to be. I don't know why it's saying not enough money, though. It's a bit of a strange one. There we go. It says I've got enough money now. It'd be good as well to put it within that, so that actually isn't a collision for us anymore. So that might be a good idea. And then obviously we're going to have, I think we'll work it where a drive through here somehow, or maybe, yeah, I'm probably going to have to make a track going round the back here, drive through across a bridge here, but we've also got that entrance there that we could do. So that's an option. We've got 200 in this one, but that for 45,000 is crazy to me. Like, it's a few dodgy fences and troughs. Like, that's like 10,000 at most. 45 on that one. 500 on that for 36,000 is probably where we want to be. To be honest, 500 sheep is a moneymaker. It's a moneymaker. But I like the shed on the other one. But it's cheaper. It's 36,000, and even that there for a few fences is pretty steep. Like that. There we go. Bang. Done. And we've still obviously made a bit of money from our loan, so it's not like, you know, we're going too crazy with that. It's a nice big pasture into it for 500 sheep. Right, so there we go. I've picked what I want. It just cost me 52,000, and I got a nice cow shed, a really nice one, in fact, so it was worth the money. But we're set up. We've got a load of space now for plenty of sheep. We've got a bit of space for cows, and we'll get that all sorted. I'll do a bit of terraforming and obviously painting to make it look pretty for the next episode. But if we have a look over here, you can see that it does need a bit of adjusting with the terraform. But I decided to kind of give up on the space I've got here for grass. Now, we've obviously got a big grass area. We've still got a bit of space left, but I'd rather use this section now over here to kind of maybe put some productions in. And if so, we could always use that section there as a bit of a grass field to just have this as a production area. So it's still got a bit of space left, and we'll definitely have enough grass. I will sort out the terraform and everything, but look at this. This is such a nice shed. Old school. Nice little outdoor area for the cows to kind of roam about with. Not bad at all. We can obviously start getting a bit of slurry, which is good to see. And we can obviously get a bit of milk as well. So, yeah, we'll have milk coming in. We'll have wool coming in. We've got eggs. I think we're doing pretty well. Not bad at all. It does need tidying up, though, and I'll make sure I get that sorted out for both things. I'll also get a nice bridge put in and a connection, so it'll probably look a lot different by the time you jump in. I'll make it look nice, put a few trees in maybe, just to try and make it look a little bit more finished off and polished than what it currently is. But I think it was a definite improvement. We made a lot of strides in this one so far. So I'll wait for the guys to finish off in the field. We'll have a look. We'll have a total count of bales as well, just to see how we're getting on. And yeah, we can have hopefully a good idea then of how much money we're going to make. I mean, look at that. Two things there. the field is covered in 10,000 litre bales, but we've also got 99%, and I've just had a look around. I'm just looking for just 30 litres of grass, just the tiniest amount, just scattered somewhere to finish this bale off, and I actually can't find anything. I kind of picked up everything. I mean, you think you could find 30 litres somewhere, but look at it, 9,972, it's not even 30, it's actually 28 litres of grass would finish this off. I feel like just getting the mower out and cutting a tiny bit to the side. It might actually be worth doing that, because it's a little bit cruel. That's cruel. But no, I actually picked up everything. I've not got one spot that I've missed, unfortunately. Ah, well, we still got a lot of bales. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is this. You can see that I've been playing for 2 hours, so that's not bad at all. Good stint for what we did. 45 bales we've just produced. Now, also, if you look at the F1 menu, I've never actually reset the bale counter, and you can see that there's 458 bales this baler alone has produced. So this bale's worked its socks off for us. Banging purchase when we got it. And obviously, majority of them are for the contracts we've done. But I'm quite happy with that. I think we've done really well. Obviously, we need this to ferment now. You can see that we're at 0%. Oh, probably going to take like maybe 3 days at least to ferment this grass, which will leave us probably around, I'm going to say about May time will be when we get to sell this. So let's just have a quick look at grass silage around that time of year. It just goes up. I mean, it's going down. I mean, May, it really goes down to 309. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. But yeah, 450,000 litres of grass condition. Now, obviously, if it's silage, we get a lot more than that. We get a lot more than 40 grand. But 40 grand's not bad for just having a value there of like 82 or 89. We're going over 200, 250, something like that. So we're going to get a lot more, and it's going to be great. We're also going to get a lot more wool coming in. I am going to tidy up a lot of the stuff because I've made quite a few purchases down at the main farm. And obviously it all needs landscaping and stuff. But I'm really happy with the shed that we bought. I think it's nice. I might have to replace it and just kind of smooth it out a bit. I think it might be the best thing to do with that. And would like to get over there, but I'm going to have to turn flight mode on. That wall is massive. Yeah, there we go. And then obviously we've got this field with all this cotton in that's been harvested. But what a size field this is, massive. So that's going to be great for, yeah, it's going to be great for the sheep, and obviously might need to never feed them because of the fact that it's got so much grass in there that we can use the grazing mod. So that's always good to see as well. But yeah, I'll do quite a lot in between. I'll make sure to do what's needed to make this look a bit more finished and polished. Hopefully it'll look really good by the end. The grass bales, if we have a fly up, it might look even better from this angle because you can see all the bales that are actually in that field. We got quite a lot of them. That now needs sorting out, so probably a bit of fertilizer for the next crop. Remember, that's our field now. It's all planted in, it's all sorted. We just need to keep making sure it's got lime in there and we chop it. That's pretty much it. Now, I've just thought that field's going to bring down our environmental score. 28 is shocking. So I need to make sure to try and fix that. Just trying to think, because if I use it all and paint it all down, it's like a placeable section. It might stick at 28, which is an awful score. So I'll try and improve on that. I've also got this over here, which is looking good, which is our big wheat field. It's going across quite nicely. We're at growth stage 5 or 7. Nothing else to do in that. But like, let's just have a look. Like if we bought them 3 fields there, which is where I said to go to, I even could always go down there. It just depends on time and money. But like that size field alone with what we've already got is massive. But then to kind of work it all the way up there is, well, it's an incredible size field. It's huge. It'll take a long time to harvest from here all the way up to the top of there. But it'll look pretty cool when it's done. And hopefully we'll get a load of money from it if we plant it in something like soybeans as well. Something that pays and returns quite a lot of money. But I think it's been a good one. It's probably been quite a long episode. I know it's only been 2 hours of gameplay, and sometimes that can just make maybe like 45 minutes or 40 minutes of footage. But this might be getting close to an hour just because I've done a lot of other stuff that I wanted to kind of show in the video. But I think on that note, I am going to leave the video there. It's been a good one. We've done a lot, potentially earned a lot. We've bought quite a lot of stuff, taken out a loan, sorted out a crop field, got that grass chopped. Yeah, there's been so much going on. If you've enjoyed it though, please give it a thumbs up because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.